Hello, Aries, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. This reading for you is for the new moon partial solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, which is taking place on September 21st, depending on where you are in the world. So let's take a peek at what the universe has your back, what message the universe has your back wants to bring for you through this eclipse energy. Let's see. Too many. What messages for the sign of Aries? What guidance and wisdom can help them with this? The first card that comes up: the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. So this is about surrendering, releasing, letting go, allowing the universe to allow the right things to fall into place for you. Bottom of the deck is happiness is my birthright. So I feel like if there has been something you have been, I feel like it's a cycle because we're talking eclipse energy here. So I do feel like there has been a cycle that has not been serving your greater good, and maybe you've been trying to hold on to it for some reason. And I do feel like this is the universe's way of saying, let go, let fall away what's got to fall away in order to bring together the things that are meant to be, that are sustainable, that will stand the test of time. So let's see what messages want to come out for Aries. What messages do we have going on here for Aries? What messages for Aries? All right, here we go. First card up is the Three of Air. This looks like it could have been some sort of heartbreak. Three of Air talks about heartbreak energy. And I feel like you have been looking at the darker side of things, like really focused on the pain and, in a way that's not healing, I feel, because I do feel we always have to look at that pain and that trauma, right? See the truth for what it really is, and bring healing to that place. Five of Earth. So that talks about a challenge, right? Challenge that ultimately brings about the change, right? Fives are a catalyst to bring through some change. So this does look like I feel like you've been stuck in your mind, maybe replaying the heartbreak over and over and again. And it's really impacted your physical realm when I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles like that. We have the Six of Air. The Six of Air talks about being spiritually guided to move forward. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Water. I have seen similar this reading come up in another reading that I've done. Don't quote me, but I believe it was Taurus. So I don't know if you have strong placements in Aries and Taurus, so maybe you want to check that reading out as well. Eight of Water talks about moving towards, and I pointed this out in whatever reading that was, but I do believe it was Taurus. You see this ship moving forward, and you see this person turning their back on the past and going to greet that ship. They're going to meet their future. They're heading towards their future. They're leaving the past in the past and moving forward. So I do feel maybe you've been stuck for quite some time, and something that was really dragging you down, causing a lot of challenges in your physical realm, whether this being, whatever it was, amongst people, places, things, whatever that was for you. I'm sure each and every person is different in what they're going through and what area this is impacting. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. But this does talk about you moving forward from that heartbreak, from that pain, in that, I feel like a lot of things in your head. Yeah, temptation showing up next. You can see the heaviness of that energy just looking at that, right? Where I'm seeing, there was something that was tempting, and I feel, you took the opportunity, or this was, I just feel like there was some sort of temptation that got you caught up. Hanged Man talks about being caught up. It talks about going through an enlightenment. It talks about hanging in limbo, things not really moving forward, expanding, excelling, that sort of energy. And that's why I feel it did have a big impact on your physical realm for whatever way, shape, or form that is. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. What other energies want to show up here for the sign of Aries? What other messages do we have for Aries? So that temptation could have been something that got you stuck and trapped and bound. It does feel to me, because I see the heart right here, like it felt, maybe you even believed, right? That could have been part of that heartbreak and that sword energy where you had a shift and a change in your mindset, how you saw something, the way you looked at it, that sort of energy. I'm just feeling like it didn't lead to the stability, the security, the solid foundation that you ultimately believed that it was going to, is how I'm feeling with this energy. So I do feel this eclipse energy is about to eclipse that out for you, close out that, assist you in closing out that cycle. Look, now we're talking, in order to have this new beginning. And that Ace of Earth is in the Pentacles energy. And this does talk about, and we got transformation on the bottom of the deck. That Ace of Earth does talk about a new beginning, something in your physical realm. I do want to say that several of these cards that I'm seeing, I believe the 3 and the 6 of Swords, the temptation and the transformation, may have all been in the reading that I did for Taurus. So definitely check that reading out. But I didn't even do those readings on the same day, is what I'm trying to say. So it's not like I did Taurus and then instantly went to Aries. That would be the furthest from the truth. I didn't even do your reading and their reading on the same day. So that's very interesting to see. So let's keep going. Let's see what energies want to clarify the 3 of Swords. And this is talking about the Temperance angel bringing balance. I am seeing the sign of Sagittarius, so there is a higher learning that's involved in all of this. And I'm seeing a square up there. So I feel like this has definitely been a challenging energy. We have the Empress on the bottom of the deck. I do feel like it's in regards to growth, to love, to money, to finances, to things in your physical realm. And those, I'm not saying bad things about any of those things, but I'm when it's authentic, when it's genuine, when it is meant to be, like, there will always be challenges in life, but there won't be challenges that tear down something. And that's what I feel has been taking place for you. Like, there has been some sort of heartbreak, betrayal, some sort of temptation that ultimately was not destined, fated, meant to be, that sort of thing. And now I feel like the universe is forcing a transformation as a result of that, because it just wasn't meant to be. Next card that comes up is the Page of Cups. So this talks about an energy of communicating or fresh start, new beginnings. As far as the emotional realm goes, yeah, look, 4 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I see Cancer, so this could be in regards to your home, your family. I'm seeing the crescent moon here as well. This, to me, really feels like it's going to be a very powerful eclipse, new moon for you. I do feel, and I've never seen this on this card before, but I feel like, can you see it right there? I've always seen this one, it's popped to me, but I've never seen there is the same sign, the Cancer sign, that is really faded. And I do feel like this is talking about an illusion where this is what is being eclipsed out, the illusion of wishful thinking, or of what it could be. That sort of energy is just giving me that. I feel this Page of Cups is representing a new beginning as far as your heart chakra goes. That talks about your emotions, your feelings, relationships, that sort of thing. I kind of feel like what's being eclipsed out is the illusion of what could be, what looked so tempting, but really didn't ultimately turn out that way. Look, going from the Page to the Queen, right? Trusting your intuition, really being solid and mastering that realm of emotions, the feelings, the relationships, the nurturing, that sort of things. And I do feel like this is in regards to partnerships, right? I didn't see that immediately, but with all these emotions and all these cups coming out, I do feel like this is in regards to feelings, emotions, and relationships. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. And it doesn't just mean intimate relationships. It can be friendships. It can be, co-worker, friend, friendship situations like that. But I just feel like there is a maturity that is taking place for you, Aries, when it comes to your emotional realm. Like I said, that's how I'm feeling this energy. Next card that shows up, and this is to clarify this 6. These two are clarifying this 6 of air. And we see the Queen of Cups and the 3 of Wands that are clarifying that energy. So again, I feel like you're mastering the realm of the cups, of the heart chakra, of the emotions, about the family, the foundation, the place you feel safe, secured, nurtured, and loved. I feel like there was some sort of temptation. You've seen it for what it is at this point. And again, I'm feeling real strong eclipse when I see this card. And I'm feeling like this is, you've made a choice and a decision. You're leaving in the past this turbulent emotional experiences, situations, connections. You're taking your power back and you're moving towards the future. Another card where you see someone's back, right? So this is someone turning away from that turbulent energy, that emotional chaos, confusion, distorted energy, and moving towards the nice, beautiful, peaceful water that the future holds. So next card that wants to, 2 cards want to come out. Yeah, look, 10 of Cups into the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is in reverse. So this is you releasing the burdens. This is moving forward. Like, I do feel like there was a tempting offer with the 10 of Cups. This could have been a long-term commitment. This could have been something to do within your family, or it is, and you do see the family tree with all the photos there, right? And I'm seeing this dog as well. So dogs typically represent loyalty, right? I do feel that energy of, it looked tempting, it felt tempting. I feel like, at one point, I don't feel like this is now. I do feel like this is what's being clipped out, what was once a tempting offer and an opportunity. I feel like it ultimately caused a lot of baggage, burdens, heavy energy. There's the Hierophant. It can be involving or surrounding a marriage, Taurus. And again, see the Taurus right there, and I feel this energy really resonates with the Taurus reading I did, which is interesting. But anyhow, yeah, I feel like this is where, like, even when I'm looking at the 10 of Wands like that right there, I'm in this being in reverse. I feel like this is releasing the burdens, flipping that script. And, there is this mirror here. So I feel like that energy is, being, without even saying it, I feel like it's going back. Like you're taking the burdens off you, and whatever these burdens were, I feel like ultimately are going to land. They're going to be reflected back to a specific energy is how I'm feeling, whatever this is. Like if this is a friend that you're recognizing, looked all good, sound all good, this, that, and the third thing. Ultimately, I feel like you've seen some true colors. You're letting that go. You're surrendering that. You're moving away from that energy, and it gives that opportunity. Let's say this is about a friend. I mean, take place, how this works, right? You take what resonates, you release what doesn't, and put the situations, you don't make them fit, but where they align, you recognize that. And I feel like this is going to give the opportunity for some reflection, for someone to recognize, like sometimes that's right, that's how we learn. Sometimes losing something is the greatest way of learning, appreciating what you have before you don't have it, that sort of energy. I got the 8 of Wands here, so on the bottom of the deck. So this really feels to me like things will propel forward for you quite quickly as a result of this, and again, we all have free will. So there can be some of you that are watching this and you're not going to release, you're not going to drop those burdens. And so this propelling forward and all this, it's not going to apply to you, right? It's when we are ready to be the catalyst for the change, when we're willing to look at the shadow side, when we're willing to do the internal work, that's when we see things shift and that things change. So whoever I am reading for, I feel like you're embracing the transformation. I feel like you're owning and, you know, taking accountability for accepting tempting offers or whatever this was for you, right? And, you know, not just like, oh, I'm a victim here. It's more like, okay, my role in this was X, Y, and Z, and owning that, accepting accountability. Why was it that I chose that? Why did I think that was, you know, it's about that sort of energy. So I do feel moving forward, look, there's the Eight of Waters, which already showed up once earlier in the other deck. I showed it to you on the bottom. Saturn is here. This is about taking the lessons. Pisces energy is here as well. Pisces energy can talk about trusting your intuition. It can talk about closing out cycles, endings, hidden enemies, that sort of thing. I feel like this card is representing you moving forward again against things that were done in the dark or things that were hidden or experiences where maybe you got caught up in the feel of things but not necessarily grounded in the reality of those. That's just the vibe it's giving me. And the offer of an opportunity for a brand new beginning. The Ace of Wands is here. So this talks about taking, again, your power back, your, you know, standing in that strength, having that courage, having the confidence to be the leader of your own life and move forward accordingly, you know. And I do feel like towards better things, happier days. Happiness is my birthright is showing right up right here too as well, right? So this is about finding that peace and aligning. I can't say finding, it's always within you, but it's about aligning with that peace and serenity and nurturing energy and a happy energy. That's such a good feeling. And now look at this, it's showing up on the board, the Eight of Wands. This is something that will ultimately, you know, catapult you forward quite quickly. The bottom of the deck is the Chariot card. You see that Cancer energy again and again. That talks about the home, the family, the foundation. It can be some, you know, mother associated with this as well. But when I'm looking at this Chariot, I'm seeing two opposing forces, right? It's like trying to be on the same page, but the same pages are totally different, right? Like they're trying to, like, it's like going in two separate directions. Whatever this is for you, I feel like there's just been this constant tug of war in regards to, you know, finding a center, finding balance, being on the same page is how it's feeling to me. Next card that wants to show up is the Moon, and this is the energy we are talking about and tapping into right now for this new moon, partial solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. So I feel like this is a time where a lot of things can be bubbling up, rising to the surface. You can really see a lot of secrets being exposed, in regards to betrayals, like that sort of thing. Maybe, you know, being forced to face these energies and things like that, to really look at them. There is the Five of Wands. So this indicates to me that it's in regards to some sort of chaos, drama, conflict, competition. That sort of energy is what this shows to me to be. And look, we're going to end it with this card right there, because that is the best card in the entire tarot deck. That is the Sun. That talks about victory, success. It talks about truth. It talks about clarity. It talks about seeing things in a realistic way. Like the Moon can indicate illusions, right? Like having the illusion that this tempting offer was your end all be all, right? Only to have the Sun illuminate like the things that were hidden in the dark or that you weren't willing to look at. And it allows you that opportunity, like I said, to go within and do that shadow work and to see things, be honest with yourself, not only about what is real, but your role in it. Because, you know, I know everybody likes to play a blame game, and I'm not saying that about you, but I'm just saying in general, you know, it's easier to say it was because of this or it was because of that, but you ultimately always play a role in the choices and decisions that you make. And, you know, we are always free to choose. We are never free from the consequences of our choices. And I feel like this is you closing out an old cycle of maybe where there was a bad choice that looked good, but ultimately brought through a lot of chaos, confusion, drama, burdens, baggage, a lot of instability, a lot of emotional lack I'm feeling, that sort of energy. And I just feel like there is this on the board right now, this opportunity for a new beginning to align with all the things that ultimately I feel like were your intention, but I just feel like there was something that was not right. It was like being on, two different things like going at the same time, pulling you in different directions. And that sort of thing. The candle went out. Oh, I didn't even see that, but okay. So I do feel like this is that energy, that low vibrational energy that is going out, right? I do feel like that is being extinguished. This is what's going to be eclipsed out for you in order for you to begin a fresh and new cycle. I do hope this message serves you well. I appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and leave comments on the messages if they resonate with you. I do highly recommend that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. I will be doing live sessions in the very near future, and if you want to be notified when those are happening, that would be the way to go, by hitting the subscribe and the notification bell. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. Sending love and light.